Can be part of the conversation as we'll open the phone lines later on the interview. The numbers are 0979 192 or 0955 997 997 or 0961 690 487.
Definitely, and just as Fortrace has said, you can be part of this conversation as we begin ours with the President Enock Roosevelt Tonga, who's the leader of Third Liberation Movement. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And to get right into this particular interview, I would say, can you briefly summarize what you would say your core political philosophy is and what your primary objectives are when it comes to the Third Liberation Movement for all those who are learning about your party for the first time?
Third Liberation Movement, as the name suggests, signifies the third stage through which the Republic of Zambia is supposed to go through a stage of liberation struggle after independence, which we fought for in 1964, and the multipartyism 1991. Those are the first pillars of liberation struggles which we fought for as a nation, and we stand behind. We've not fought for economic freedom, fair treatment for everybody else, and making sure that the politically engineered sufferings are brought to an end. So, in a summary form, brief to the point, third simply means a stage through which Zambia, Africa, must go through in terms of liberation struggles. And the objectives are simple and straightforward. We are ensuring that we are giving back the Republic of Zambia to the people of Zambia.
So then what differentiates you from all the other political parties that we've had so far, or rather that we have at the moment, gearing for the 2026 elections?
It's very basic. What differentiates us from other political entities? One, it is obvious that this is a vision that was conceived from my mother's womb as Mr. Tonga Enock Roosevelt. What I mean by that is that most of the formations that we've had in Zambia as political entities, these are made up of frustrations, people disappointed, or we call them afterthoughts. Then they form up so-called organizations. Yesterday they were together, they're waiting together in the same organization. 2 days later, either they've been fired, or they create a funny or a lie that have resigned, or probably somebody lost his business, and then he or she decides to form a political party. Even the age at which people begin these organizations tells it all. Even names, some of them, they just borrow them from somewhere. And they come with political parties. Others were co-opted into an organization. So what I'm saying is the background and foundations of most political entities in the Republic of Zambia, as a result of something that could have happened in the vision bearer. Others breakaways, others reincarnations. To be honest and truthful, from 1964 to this very end where we are, all the political parties which have somehow so-called formed government have been a product of what was there before. What I mean by that is that from UNIP to MMD was a product of UNIP. MMD produced a PF, and PF has produced also the current political party. And most of these existing political parties, their background. So the difference is that this is a genuine core, it is a genuine vision, it's original. We've not borrowed it from anywhere else. And we will live to ensure that the Zambians are given the best, which they've never seen before.
Now, you had a press briefing where you discussed some economic reforms with economic policy and the cost of living. You announced pledge to reduce the price of mealie meal, 25 kg bag of mealie meal, to a 50 kwacha if elected. Can you elaborate more on mechanisms your administration would use to achieve and sustain this target?
Thank you very much. I must also emphasize and commend this platform for what you're doing, and I would want to call upon other media institutions to emulate what you're doing, because this is very important for the Republic of Zambia. for us to build, to get to the ears of the people of Zambia, I think they need such platforms. So we're so grateful as a movement. On the issue of a bag of breakfast meal, which is now fetching more than, I think, 200 kwacha plus, we did announce, that was yesterday on our national convention, where I was elected as the president of Third Liberation Movement, and of course automatically the flag bearer in the 2026 general elections, where I will be defeating Hichilema, and he will be retired very well. So the mechanisms on the 50 kwacha pronouncements when it comes to a bag of mealie meal, we are not going to waste time on discussing mechanisms, because these are the languages which politicians use. What we said and what I'm saying here, get it on record. It will be an instruction. It will be an executive order. And a miller, wherever he or she or that institution is in the Republic of Zambia, must get it today, that I'll give instructions, clear order, that no one in the Republic of Zambia sells a bag of mealie meal, unga, to a Zambian citizen at more than 50 kwacha. So what that means is that that man, that woman, or that company which produces mealie meal will have no option but to follow my instructions and do it as guided. Come to us and discuss with us with your issues of costs after you have implemented our instructions. Why? Because we cannot allow the people of Zambia to buy a bag of mealie meal as if they're buying one expensive vehicle. So, brief the point, what we're saying is that if a miller is not willing to sell a bag of mealie meal at less than 50 kwacha or 50 kwacha, they must leave the Republic of Zambia and go elsewhere. So there will be no negotiation. These are instructions. I know you ask me questions of the cost behind the production of a bag of mealie meal. We understand that, and that is coming from us as government. But before we can discuss the issue of cost, we'll give instructions. Why is this approach? Politicians are of a behavior of making promises. Of course, you call me a politician, but we don't want to negotiate on issues of life. So call it dictatorship, call it the way we want to look at it, but first of all, I want to be a parent to my children and who are the people of Zambia. So simple and very straightforward, we will give instructions, and the miller must get it today. Either you produce a bag of mealie meal, sell it to us at 50 kwacha. If you can't, please depart the Republic of Zambia and go and make profit elsewhere.
So the current regime, the UPND, did also promise that 25 kg of mealie meal will be fetching at a 50 kwacha, and they have failed to achieve that. What makes you sure you will do it?
They were lying, and let me not even say they were. He was lying, because if I said they, even the UPND also were being unfair to say the UPND. You should have just mentioned the person, is Hichilema, who made that pronouncement. He was lying. They are liars.
And you're being honest right now?
He's a liar. In fact, I missed myself. So it's not they, it is UPND. It is Hichilema, sorry, who lied. He's a liar. He's a pathological liar, and he has always been lying on his way to this very end. What did you say?
I was saying, are you being honest with the people of Zambia by saying that that will be achieved and it's very practical to start selling mealie meal at 50 kwacha?
Beautiful. I've always been very honest all my life since I was born. And nobody can pinpoint Mr. Tonga anywhere else. To demonstrate what I'm saying, even yesterday we talked about it, and I continue emphasizing and talking about the same issue. I'm the only unique citizen of this great nation who has pushed for a non-bearable on corruption outside Parliament, even before we can form government. I'm the only existing political party, as Mr. Tonga, who has demonstrated to everybody else that we mean well other than making promises. Kaunda never did that, down to where we are today, including Hichilema. I'm the only person demonstrating that we can make a corruption non-bearable. What I mean by demonstrating is that we've not just spoken. It is in Parliament, adopted, so feared so much by Lungu then and Hichilema. I think I've mentioned this, that the non-bearable on corruption was adopted in 2020 under the PF administration, and Hichilema now is leaving public office so embarrassingly without doing anything else. Why am I talking about non-bearable on corruption? I'm being honest with you that we've demonstrated that we are dealing with very honest people. Go back to 2014, 4th June, when the Third Liberation Movement was registered, and you can check what we've spoken. We have not lied, we've not missed any of our points. So the truth of the matter is that even the foundation of this organization should explain who we are. So it is truthful, it is genuine, and I have put a condition to that if I don't deliver my promises, I'll be the first sitting head of state to resign from the public office. So forget about Hichilema and his UPND. He's a clear pathological liar, and you can talk as much as you want. It's in public domain. And again, on that one, I call upon media institutions, don't fear. Some of these things should be bring them out, so that people are aware of these things. And going ahead, I must emphasize that it's very, very disturbing that we are seeing people even seeing people supporting a liar. It is not correct. Why? We must understand as a nation that we must progress on decency, people who are supposed to build people's minds in a better way. Okay, so all in all, we are looking to a situation where come 2026, 13 August, everybody who was lied before, including Hichilema, gets 0 votes. So Mr. Tonga remains very honest. You cannot identify anything wrong in Mr. Tonga in as far as we are concerned politically, or my journey to this very end.
Do you remember you can be part of this conversation? You can call us up. You can send us a message either on 0979 192 485 or on 0961 690 487. And if you'd like to call us directly, you can do so on 0955 997 997. In studio with us, we do have President Enock Tonga, who's the leader of the Third Liberation Movement, which is one of Zambia's leading, or rather emerging, political parties.
No, leading.
Okay, he says leading.
Thank you. You are very prophetic. In fact, I wanted to ask you a question. Why are you using the word imaging? We aren't. Zambian politics, Africa in particular, is very funny. That is why I had emphasized, even yesterday, my call was, we need to start to help one another. To be honest with you, this is what the people of Zambia must realize. And I think I made an announcement yesterday that I am the chosen one. I am the anointed one by God Almighty to save the people of Zambia. And people must begin to identify potential. Today we are having churches or civil society organizations, the entire community, or the entire society being disappointed with Hichilema. We told the people of Zambia, leadership is about seeing beyond wars. You have a person next to you called Enock Tonga and the Third Liberation Movement. We're able to tell you what is come tomorrow. And you cannot believe in that. We're able to demonstrate that we can fight corruption in this manner. You don't want to support that. And what are you looking for? Supporting crooks, criminals? And that is why we are seeing a situation where in Africa, somebody gets the presidency through the barrel of a gun. In the following morning, all of you are praising that particular person. Are you telling us that we must use a wrong way to become presidency in Africa or in Zambia in particular? That shouldn't be accepted. Are you telling us that we must steal first and have so much resources, and next morning you are head all over the world and become the president? No. So we must search for decent, honest, God-fearing individuals. And those individuals are found in Third Liberation Movement, being led by myself as Enock Tonga. So we are not emerging political party. We are the leading, in fact, the next political party in power. Thank you very much.
Okay. And just to take you back to the statement that you did make, which is saying that, rather you say this particular policy when it comes to the 25 kg bag of mealie meal going at 50 kwacha or below if you become elected as president, doesn't that now, if you were to play devil's advocate, isn't that unfair to the millers? What mechanisms will you put in place once you put that will ensure that the millers get their revenue, their profit back?
They are getting enough. That's why their bellies are too big. Forget about the fairness. They haven't been fair to the people of Zambia.
So should we be unfair to them just because they've been unfair to us?
Because we should be. What do you do? Yourself, you may have a child at home, or probably you have a home. You will not buy a chicken and take it to your neighbor's house when your kids are hungry. Then you know you're a very bad mother. You're a very bad lady. I will be able to look after my children. I don't care. These investors are coming here to make profits. And that is why we told you, don't put Ichilema there. He's a businessman. Nobody listen to us. You can see what he's doing. Ale Mikanda every day. Enock Mikanda. Anyway, he's going out. So the thinking of people like Avena Ichilema, businessmen, it's all about their own pockets. So we don't care about that mira because we know that what that mira is doing. So if they cannot produce in here, I mean, we're not forcing them to come and invest in here. They've decided to come and invest in Zambia on their own. Simple as all that. So we give you a chance to sell a bag at 50 kwacha. If you can't, you can leave the Republic of Zambia. You know. And the other point I want to mention clearly here is that it's very disappointing that you had the issue of butane. I know we may talk about it, but I feel I should mention it here, which now so-called law, supported by same team from the other opposition, so-called opposition, you know. And the people of Zambia now are disappointed. What you need to understand is that the seesaw between PF and UPND is going one side and the other side. So they are depending on each other. They're in the same team. UPND and PF are the same group of people. And you can see it now that this is what they're doing. They're a bunch or a clique of individuals that are destroying the Republic of Zambia. Yesterday you thought you've got members of parliament. Today you're disappointed. Now, they've increased the members of parliament from, we had the 156, then now they've got more than that, close to 300 members of parliament, which is totally wrong. To start giving businesses to themselves, you know, sharing contracts. That's what they're going to be doing. And that's what they've been doing. So if we had the contracts being shared amongst themselves in 156 individuals, now we've added them to close to 300. What are you doing? And this is the dirty, this is the sickness that we don't want to support. So the people of Zambia must ensure that they support Enock Tonga and the Third Liberation Movement, Simboniata, to ensure that we overhaul the entire political system.
Speaking of, I would say now, when it comes to this particular matter, the question again that would arise, which would be a follow-up from that, is rather than focusing on the millers, why not push resources and funds to diversifying what we eat rather than just relying on shima, rather maize? What about sorghum, sweet potatoes? Then that help smallholder farmers by encouraging them to actually diversify?
No, it's in Africans. Finger 5 is very important.
We can also have one from cassava.
Sure, we can, but
which is actually more healthier.
I understand. That's a beautiful one, but overall, he was brought up through a bag of mealie meal. So, if there will be need for diversification, it can be done. But first of all, let's agree on one most important thing: shima. Shima cannot be a luxury. Others want to walk; they choose which vehicle to use, but you cannot make people to choose shima, whether to eat or not. There are serious problems. People are going through serious problems. A meal, they wait the entire day until 17 hours. Surely. And you have a president, so-called. No, we can't do that. Then we're not the government. Do you understand that you can easily plant there, outside there, the seed of maize, and it germinates and produces a cob of maize? We're not importing into Zambia the mealie meal. It's just crookedness that is going on. It's just crookedness. Why am I emphasizing on instructions? Because they will not listen when we say, no, economy should be like this, you know, electricity, maybe cost of fuel. That will be centered on my shoulders as president, what we're going to do about it. But the most important thing is that before we can negotiate with you and tell you in terms of costs, reduce a bag of mealie to 50 kwacha. Simple as all that. I know what I'm talking about. They will perform duties. You cannot do anything else when you don't have food in your stomach. You end up stealing. So the emphasis is very basic. We are not going to protect a miller. They are the ones who are abusing the people of Zambia, more especially working together with those in politics. That's why we call them crooks. And I must emphasize before we can come in to say that, when I'm the president of the Republic of Zambia, no member of parliament, no minister, no PS will run business when I'm the president. If you want to run business while serving people in public office, go and open your company. You make profits. You can't be president, a minister, member of parliament, a councillor with a lot of influence, mayor, and running businesses all over. Destroying those who wants to run businesses. No, it can't be with your influence. So it must be noted very clearly. I'm the president. You walk away from doing business. Or if you want, go run businesses. Those who want to serve others publicly, let them do it.
But why exactly cannot a member of parliament, PS, run a business if they're in public service? How does that affect other business people that they're within the same sector with? Or rather, how does that negatively impact them?
It's a very basic conflict of interest. Imagine you are running XBW, a company that produces meat. You've got 10 million cows. And then there's private companies elsewhere that produces same or beef. We want to export it to USA. You're sitting president, you would want to get those contracts, obviously, and make profits. You don't just understand what's going on now, that Zambia has been invaded by so-called leaders, if not crooks.
So let's say you're not president. What about the ministers, the PSs? Aren't they at least allowed to at least build something that once they're out of office, there's a business that's going to be running that can sustain them?
That's what I said. If you want to be in public office, that's why it's called public service. Mm-hmm. Get paid and use the money. They've got enough. If you want to run businesses, leave the public platform and then go run business. It's as simple as that. That is why you are having unnecessary competition. There's so much corruption going on. So we don't want that. Let the businessman compete. Think of it in this manner, and I'm sure it's possible, it's happening. You are a media institution. You've got Mr. Tonga as a president, and then I've got my own media platform. I will make sure that you are oppressed, destroyed, one or another. So if you're to compete, in fact, a fair game must be a fair game at all cost. A few days ago, Zambia was playing with the, is it Comoros? Comoros scored. But then when VAR checked, they realized that there was a foul. That is what I love about football, because it's very fair. Yes, you find very little, areas where people are being, probably treated being unfair. But you've got 11 players, and you've got this referee, and people are following what you're doing. Think of it that this is where we were, a level playing field in terms of politics, even running businesses. Then you'll be a people that can do the right thing. So why? You're in business. Go and do the business. You want to be in public office? Go and serve the people publicly. That way you are going to concentrate and serve the people genuinely. You want to go for work. You are thinking about making profits. That's why H&M has totally failed. Because the Bible is particular, no one serves two masters. You can only serve God. It's either you are serving God Almighty or you are serving the devil. So basic to the point, the people of Zambia must expect a leader, a president that will give orders. I'm not going to negotiate. Anything that he centers...
Isn't that being a dictator?
Better that way. You cannot leave your child doing wrong things, that you'll be a bad mother, a bad father, by not whipping that child. You don't spare a road for a wrong child. I can rest assure you that if I put food on the table of Zambians, they'll be very happy. We protect them. Do you know that we can produce a bag of minimum? Yes, we can. So simple and very straightforward. It's good to be a dictator. They are good dictators. Go in the dictionary. I think
who are the good dictators, if I might ask?
Good dictators are those who do good things in the best interest of the common man.
Who can you cite?
Mr. Tonga, Enock Roosevelt. None you've seen before. What I mean here is that in an event of the president, I will demonstrate to you that I'm a good dictator. One, by instructing millers to sell a bag of minimum at 50 kwacha, take it or leave it. Two, by declaring corruption as non-bearable. I'm not going to wait for members of parliament to go and sit down and debate and waste time. And by ensuring that we remove the so-called cyber security law, there shall be no cyber security law when I'm the president. I'm not going to support laws that increases members of parliament from 156 to 200 plus. No, I'm not thinking, because when you increase members of parliament, you are basically sharing the resources of Zambia amongst those members of parliament. Somebody must be thinking of fighting corruption, stop it, have enough money, we share that money amongst ourselves as the people of Zambia. That is the way you think. That's being a good dictator. But you want to share money amongst a few individuals in the name of governance. What are they doing?
Okay.
I'm the president of the Republic of Zambia. That 200 plus members of parliament will reduce to 100 members of parliament.
We do have a caller on the line.
Hello, you're to the Power Breakfast Show. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Laxon Daga calling from Kanyama.
Laxon, go ahead with your comment or question.
Yeah, madam. Actually, it's not a question. It's just a welcome in both hands with my president. And I would request first the number of Mr. President. These are the people I've been looking for quite a long time. Even our president, actually American so-called, he is just a dramatic politician. He is just based on drama. So what I can say is that, Mr. President, we are behind you and we will remain behind you, support you. And I'll be requesting that's your line. Because what you are too much factual, whatever you say, we usually see it coming through. So that's what I can say. I just need the line so that we continue supporting you. Yeah,
All right, thank you very much for coming through. All right, the phone lines are open. The numbers are 0979-192485 or 0955-997-997 or 0961-690-487. We are joined in the studio by President Enock Tonga, leader of Third Liberation Movement Party. Hello, it's you to the Power Breakfast Show. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
Well, thank you. How are you doing yourself?
I'm doing fine, yeah.
Okay. Well, we speaking to this morning.
You are speaking to the Honorable himself.
All right. Mr. Mkosa, go ahead.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Tonga.
Good morning. Thank you. How are you, Mr. Musa?
I'm good. You know, there's any problem that we have now as a country. It's the scope of our opposition political leaders. You people are not serious. You have taken our country as a joke, huh? Listen to yourself. Just listen to what you are saying. Or if you can't listen to yourself now, after you are done, when you go back, go through what you were saying there. There is nothing new that you are saying. The fight against corruption, it is the same you, the opposition, that has been against this government when it tries to push the fight against corruption. You want the government to arrest innocent people just because you wanted them to balance up. We have not done anything. There's nothing that you can point at as opposition to say. You talk about my containers at my containers in Alankara. Was there any corruption? Tell us how much was involved, how much was stolen. You are not telling us. That was corruption. How much was involved? You are not telling us. Which was corruption about what? You are not telling us. So, opposition, it is our major problem we are having today. Because you are not able to give credible checks and balances to this government. And I believe it is because the bar has been raised. When you talk about the 50 quarter minimum, it is you, the citizens, that have refused to achieve these promises or to fulfill this, for this government to fulfill this promise. When the government was promising the 50 quarter minimum, it did not say, Zaka Kulimirani milisi, ikakuga isireni, then ikakule tireni mukagule 50 quarter. The government worked with the citizens. Immediately, the president was sworn in. After 3 months, he told us, the citizens, to say, we want cheap minimum, let us go and deliver. What was your answer? You people in the opposition. You said, no, we cannot hold the farmers. So what do you expect? You want a guy that just because he promised you.
All right.
We need to go and deliver.
I need you to wrap up so that we'll accommodate more callers on the show.
Yes, I'm wrapping up. It is as we are supposed to produce more. Muma yona tomato tikali mapambili tikapaka market na cheaper. The cheaper veka, the law of supply and demand. So in short, madam, what I'm saying is that we don't have opposition in this country. or what we have are jokers in the name of political comedians. I think this is my contribution this morning.
Thank you very much for coming through. Before you turn to his question, you can come through as we can accommodate one more caller. The numbers are 0955 997 997 so that you answer them as a collective. Hello, Sita Power Breakfast Show.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, madam.
Well, thank you. Who are we speaking to?
This is Uncle VC calling you from Kabanana.
All right, Uncle Vicky. Go ahead with your comment or question.
Tonga mulishani uko.
Buno shani bakalamba.
Uko tuli mdara wanji. You see, our president, I'm very disappointed with you. I never expected that you could say, when you become a president, you will not allow an MP to do other business. You would rather want them to stick to taxpayers' money than doing a side hustle. I think to me it's uncalled for. Because even you, when you become a president in 2100, I think I would advise you to go also into other businesses than depending on taxpayers' money only. You know that there are some MPs, ministers, the council chairpersons who are paying people through their businesses in poverty reduction, fighting against poverty in this country. Do you know that the reason why we have this cyber law is because people had a lot of, confidence in insulting anyhow. Because of now this cyber, these people, they are minding the way they're expressing themselves publicly. Then you are telling us to say you remove cyber law. I think to me it's uncalled for. Let us unite as Zambians, as a Christian nation. We support Hagai Dechirema. The way he's fighting against corruption, you people are not happy about it. I think that kind of thinking to me is uncalled for. Thank you very much. Work well.
Thank you very much for coming through. What's your reaction to those comments?
My head, my headphones are quiet. Can't hear myself.
Okay. Did you hear what the callers were asking you?
Yes, I heard them, what they were saying.
Okay.
That one is the honorable, from which honorable is that? Is honorable, what does he do? Is in government?
No, he's not.
He called himself honorable just from nowhere, isn't it? Mr. Honorable. Yeah, it's difficult to deal with people that have got potholes in their minds. These are lost souls. Sorry to mention these things. Yeah, you've convinced yourself that there's no opposition, and even when you listen to him, so-called honorable, he's not talking per se third liberation movement, but I think the mindset is focused more on a particular group. I mentioned that PF, UPND are the same team, so I think we're not part of that trot. So checks and balances. What checks and balances do you want if we've given you non-bearable on corruption and you cannot act on it? What else do you want? We've given you a law which is in Parliament. Go and tell Hichilema. Sadly, he's leaving public office. He will not address the Parliament anymore. We are voting on August 13, 2026. So Hichilema is on his way out, And he's someone who called just now, says the business is very disappointed. Sorry, that is your own problem. We've told you that either you go into business or do public service. Simple as all that. But in a summary form, I think as you accommodate other callers, let me just put it this way. We understand the environment. We are dealing with the people who are somehow, can understand what is obvious. Our job as third liberation movement is to do the job. We work with the people of Zambia and ensure that we kick them out of public office. Simple as all that. They're losing power. It ends there.
Okay. We do have a text here. Speaking as a young citizen of Zambia, I think we have had such promises. So we should not focus on reducing the prices of things, but to have a stable Zambia where people are going to have employment and jobs to be able to buy things on high prices. So focus on building Zambia and not promises. So that's a text. Let's accommodate more callers. Hello, you're through to the Power Breakfast Show. All right, you can give us a call. The numbers are 0955 997 997 or 0979 192 485 or 0961 690 487. You can be part of the conversation as we are joined in the studio. That is by Mr. Tonga, who is the leader of Third Liberation Movement. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Who are we speaking to?
My name is David.
All right, Mr. David, just kindly reduce the volume on your TV or radio set. I can hear myself in the feedback in the background. That's feedback.
Okay. I was asking.
Yes, go ahead.
What I was asking is this: the president was the meal will be reduced at the cost of 50 kwacha. Wow, which is not possible because look about the expense of farming. When you talk about farming, you can't go and be farming. Then you come and sell, you buy the seed at 680 kwacha, even at the cost of 900. Then you go and sell your bag of meal at 50 kwacha. Then what will be the profit for the farmers?
Okay, that's your question?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much for coming through. Well, you can be part of the conversation. The numbers are 0979 192 485 or 0955 997 997 or 0961 690 487. What is your answer to that? How are you going to make it possible? I think even Shekinah asked the question for farmers to make their profit.
It's not, don't worry about the farmer. We're not concerned about the farmer. We're talking about who produces the bag of mealie meal.
Isn't it the farmer who produces?
Will the farmer bear the cost of that?
No.
Who produces mealie meal?
The farmer will just sell. Will get a profit. Will sell at whatever profit. At whatever cost they're going to sell. We understand that if a farmer is going to buy fertilizer, that's not our discussion here. Our discussion is that the producer who produces a bag of mealie meal, of course, buying from a farmer. Forget about what a farmer will sell that bag at.
But won't they be the ones to bear the cost of that? When the miller put the cost on them then?
A farmer buys fertilizer from who? A farmer transports a bag of mealie meal using whose transport? On whose road? Buy maybe fuel from whose? So those things, those costs implications are coming from the government point of view. That's not the discussion that where we are. That will be taken care of by the government ourselves. So if there will be need for us to say, that will be cut off from the miller himself. When we have a miller or a farmer, we'll do it. But the point is that
the miller wants to buy maize cheaply from the farmer, which will be at a loss for the farmer.
That's what I'm saying. Forget about how much a miller wants to buy from the farmer. First of all, I'll give instructions. We understand that. Sell a bag of meal at 50 kwacha, but come and tell us how much you're buying from a farmer. And then we'll look after you. We'll look after that and see what we can do about it as a government. Because don't forget that you're talking about the issue of fighting against corruption.
Okay, just hold that thought as we accommodate another caller. Hello, it's to the Power Breakfast Show.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. It's to the Power Breakfast.
Morning. Wabuka shani boss.
Twabuka febwino mwabuka shani na imwe. Hello.
Seems like we're having some network challenges. In case you're struggling to get a hold of us on one number, to remember you can call us up either on 0955 997 997. Hello, good morning. You're through to Voice of the People. Who are we speaking to? Hello? Unfortunately, we're struggling with them as well. Hello, good morning. You're through to Voice of the People. Who are we speaking to?
Sorry, I've just come back again.
Who is that one?
Let the president answer my question, not hiding the question. Because
What is your question?
when you talk about selling a bag of meal at 50 kwacha, you have to consider of how you are going to buy that maize. How am I going to buy the maize at 630 kwacha? Then you sell at 50 kwacha. That is my main concept.
Yourself. He's gone? No, the point is very simple. I've said it, and I'll repeat this. The instructions are coming. We're not going to negotiate on how, what, issues of cost from the farmer's point of view. No. Look at this. These instructions are going to the producer of a bag of mini meal, and that is a miller. So if you buy your bag, if you use your electricity, you use your diesel as a miller, that is now you come and talk to me as a government. You do your job and sell a bag of mini meal at 50 kwacha. The rest will be done by us. Simple and very straightforward. If there is money that you are suffering for you to make that profit, forget about a farmer. A farmer will sell that bag of mini meal and make a profit as it should be. For me, is a miller that produces a bag of mini meal that I'm going to deal with. Discussions will be behind the walls with the government, but the point is that nobody will sell a bag of mini meal at more than 50 kwacha. It's as simple as all that. It ends there.
All right, let's pick up another caller. Hello, it's the Power Breakfast Show. Okay, I seem to have some challenges. All right, hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Who are we speaking to?
I am speaking to Eliud.
Eliud.
Yes.
All right, Eliud, you're sounding very low. Kindly speak a bit louder.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you're audible now. Go ahead with the comment or question.
Okay, so question is, because the president is talking about the direct. Now, who's going to use it? I need to with the production where to go to, because if it's
hello, Eliud, you are breaking. Can you kindly move around? The network is very bad. We can hardly hear your question.
Okay, so my question to the president is, whose money is he going to use? Because as a president, he's going to use public funds, right? You know?
Yes, we can get you.
Yes. So I think according to get clarity, what are you to do all that? So if better, how it's going to make the bag of business 50 kwacha, because the money that is going to use, it's the public money. It's our money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So let him explain how he's going to reduce the cost. Please.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for coming through. So he's asking a question saying, whose money are you going to use if you're going to reduce the back of mini meal to that amount over 50 kwacha, because you're using public funds at the end of the day, and when people make losses, are you going to reimburse them?
What does it mean by making losses?
The farmers, the ones that will be selling their bags of maize, I would presume.
I think the basic. I think I've answered. It's not negotiable. We're not going to debate about it. Simple and straightforward. We are going to reduce a bag of mini meal using those instructions. Simple and straightforward. You're a miller, just get ready. I don't discuss, of course, this and that. That's why they're crying, because they know how important it is. Zambians, that's why they've been suffering, the people of Zambia. These things can be done. They're very simple issues. So we'll give instructions. Public money. What public money are we talking about? We're talking about issues of fighting corruption here. You are going to have enough money. We're talking about issues of reducing members of parliament to 100 people. We're talking about issues of reducing ministries to 12 people. We are talking about matters of stopping people from running businesses amongst themselves, to ensure that the businesses goes to the right people to run businesses. We don't want politicians to be crooks, stealing public sources. Someone talked about, they are employing Zambians by running businesses. You are lying. They are employing Zambians as businesses using the same contracts they're getting from the public resources.
Okay. Let's accommodate another caller.
Hello, good morning. You're through to Voice of the People. Who are we speaking to?
Hello.
Hello, good morning. You're through to Voice of the People. Who are we speaking to?
Talking to Justin from Sakala.
Justin, go ahead with a comment or question.
Yeah, so we are looking at that chat. I think it's very too much.
Yes, Justin.
So my question is,
50 kwacha.
So ngafe Friday kazapotinga akastashani.
Okay.
He's crying about fertilizer.
Yes.
Stop crying about fertilizer, you people. I'll be the president, not these presidents who have got no brains in their heads.
Yes, so I will be the president. And you're not the
No, let's not even waste much of our time. You're not going to tell me what to do. I've told you what I'm going to do for the people of Zambia. Take it or leave it. Simple as all that. I'll be the head of those will be instructions. I'm not a president. Listen, I'm not a president going to negotiate with when it comes to issues of the people's stomachs. People cannot be dying. I'm the head of state. No. I'm not going to be a leader of poverty in killing people.
Can you let him finish? Go ahead. What's your last question?
But Mr. You are not the first one to tell us about that. In fact,
That is the strategy.
that's the strategy. But
For someone to be in parliament.
for someone to be in parliament to be elected, but if you mean it, then God will bless you. But otherwise, it can't happen because the economy.
Hello? Okay, I think we're having a bad network service. Okay. All right, the numbers are 0961 690 or 0955 997 997 or 0979 192 485. Hello, it's you to the Power Breakfast Show.
Yep.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, you're to the Power Breakfast Show.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well.
Okay, who are we speaking to?
Speaking to Wise.
All right, Mr. Okay.
George Compound.
Okay, kindly go ahead with your comment or question.
I think I've been following the program, but I must say the president is not being fair. Let him answer questions as they come rather than him raising his tone. You can't be telling a caller to say he has no brains, he has holes in his head. That's an insult to the callers. So let him attend to the questions, tell the people what he is able to do. Rather than saying, no, you bring down the bag of mealie meal to 50 kwacha. That is impossible. What we need is stability, not those kind of lies. You can't do it. Can you wait and listen to callers? If you're not ready to listen to what callers are saying, it's better.
Hello? Okay.
Let callers speak, wait, then you talk.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming through. Okay, so another I would say conversation that you brought up was you made a controversial proposal to prohibit men from being midwives. Could you explain the rationale behind this policy and how it aligns with gender equality and human rights standards?
Wonderful. I hope we'll be able to also talk about the $2 million
yes.
that we talked about yesterday. Mm-hmm. That is very, very important because it centers on the issues of corruption. Midwives, very simple, straightforward, just like the way I put it with a bag of mealie meal. I'm the president of the Republic of Zambia. No man, mwamuna, will be found where a woman is delivering a child. I'm the president. We have to respect our mothers. And we said it yesterday to say that in normal circumstances, Mzimai Alinomo cannot open up her legs to every man other than the husband. So I'm the head of state. There shall be, in fact, they are even mentioned, those are midwives, they're not midi husbands. So midwives will be women. Doctors to attend to a woman delivering will be a woman. No man will sit around where a woman is struggling to deliver a child. You know, to afana to ku UTH mairot ni a doctor. You want to attend to your mother. Next, when your mother is delivered, you're walking around where she is. So it's very clear. we respect the women. I'm the President of the Republic of Zambia. No man will be attending to a woman giving birth.
Okay, now let's dive into the conversation that you really want to talk about, the $2 million.
Yes.
You're currently tracing the $2 million alleged to have been paid to all political parties that participated in the last held general election in 2021, and you did not receive that payment. Why?
Don't ask me why. The truth is that in 2021 general elections, even now, we were considered to be the outcasts, or outsiders. We remain outsiders because we're not part of the dirty politicians who like going behind walls and discussing. So third liberation movement remains independent. And I'm sure whatever would have happened then, they thought that we may not get the information. So somehow, the way God is, 4 years down the line, we got the information that had indicated or suggested that there were funds which were dispersed to successful participating political parties.
Mm-hmm.
And the money was amounting to $2 million. That is a lot of money. So we made follow-ups that we want to know. And one of the states or countries which were mentioned were Scandinavian countries, being Sweden, Norway, Ireland, Denmark. These were countries that were like sort of, brought in the conversation. So we wrote to the embassy of Sweden here in Zambia over the matter. But to this very end, we have not received any conclusive statement, so that we should understand if it was true that there was $2 million given to political parties, we need to know where that money went, or where that money went to, yes. We were given a response to say that funds were released. I don't have a speech here in details,
mm-hmm.
but we did. The point is that we were told that funds were, contributed or put in a basket of UNDP from different donor countries such as USA, UK, Germany, France, I think, and then in Sweden itself. But these funds were given to, according to them, to ECZ and other NGOs, such as NGOCC, TIZ, Now, we are saying that give us an answer. Is it true that political parties were given $2 million? Because we did not receive it as State Liberation Movement. To this very end, we have not been given an answer. Therefore, we have offered the people of Zambia, including those who are investigating, that help us to get this information. If indeed $2 million was given to political parties and the Third Liberation Movement did not receive that money, please can we work together as a team to investigate where that money is? And if you will help us to get that information, we are more than ready to give you, I think, 6.9 million kwacha as a reward if we were to get that $2 million, because that is about 15% of that particular money.
Okay, let's just pick up the bunch of last callers. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're to the Power Breakfast Show. Hello. Okay, I think we seem to be having a little bit of a challenge there. Hello, you're to the Power Breakfast Show.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. You're to the Power Breakfast Show.
My name is Lawrence Nyangwe, calling from Matero.
All right, Mr. Lawrence, go ahead with your comment or question, and please make it brief.
I want to talk about the issue of the meeting, reducing its activity, because that is really important. And you should tell the president to say, he must be answered in the question straightforward, not answered in passing by corners, no. He must hit the head. If he is the president, he must listen to the people of Zambia. So, we are looking for his answers. The way his answer is, it is showing that when he is in power, he won't be hearing to the people of Zambia. That's what it is.
All right, thank you very much for coming through. Okay, let's just pick up one more call, then we'll wrap up the show. Hello? Okay. Well, I think we have accommodated more calls for the interview. And as we'll be wrapping up our conversation, looking ahead of the 2026 election, what final message do you have for the people of Zambia?
No, I think what is important, I think now I'm speaking to myself. We've been around for quite some time, so we understand the environment. Then we understand the politics. We know the people of Zambia. We know the game of politics, how rotten it is. In fact, to us, these are not even elections, but selections. Why? Because it appears that the voter's voice ends at the ballot box. We know that money is at play, because money is in few hands of the people, so they can use it to work on people's minds. It is our job as Third Liberation Movement to ensure that we liberate the people of Zambia. We've got our own plan. Yesterday, I talked about the behavior of the international community, including those who are sitting in public office. In a democracy, you don't fund a sitting government directly. For example, if you fund ECZ remains a cash cow through which a sitting government uses. That is why we did announcement yesterday that we are going to close the NBC because it's being abused. I think I've also announced that I'm going to sell Zesco because it's being abused. The point I'm trying to drive at is that in Africa, Zambia in particular, it is not politics. It is not democracy. It's all abuse of the people. And in a way, we are being pushed to do things that are not right. So for us as the Third Liberation Movement, it must be noted that we're not just a mere organization. That must sink into people's minds. We're not going to negotiate. We know what we want. We know what we're looking for. We shall deliver the results on behalf of the people of Zambia. I'm not going to appeal to anybody else. For any information, I'm not sitting here to beg for a vote. No. Ours is to do what is right. I'm not going to kneel down and beg for a vote, no, because I know what assembly means. We've been given figures. People have voted in power. We understand what goes on behind that. So the truth of the matter is that it is our work to do as a Third Liberation Movement. We are a liberation struggle kind of a movement. We're not just a mere political party. Know that clearly. When we formed ourselves in 2014, I'll be concluding, people thought that we were a joke. Even in 2021, they thought we were a joke. So think whatever you want to think. Not with Enock Tonga, not with the Third Liberation Movement. For information, we are coming to form government and we will do the correct thing. It's better. We are very bad fathers, but at the end of the day, you appreciate us and say, this is the leader you've been looking for. They've been abusing you, destroying you. Look at them. From 1964, poverty continues. Is it because of Africans or Zambians? No, because we've been believing and supporting crooks and criminals. We are not crooks. We're not criminals. We stand our ground and we know what we're looking for. We are resolved to ensure that Zambians are liberated. Thank you very much for the opportunity. God bless you.
And on that note, we'd like to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It is us to thank you more because not everybody has this guts or the ability to give opportunities to people like ourselves. Media is almost gone in Zambia. HDM has destroyed you people, with his so-called IBA. We are going to close that institution. They're just wasting people's public money. You'll be given space. You run your businesses all over the world. Thank you very much once again. We pray that this platform grows bigger. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Absolutely welcome. And we'd definitely like to continue the conversation, but time is not on our side, unfortunately. But if you too would like to actually have it expanded even more, you can send us a message. You can call us up as well. And that's either on 0961 690 487 or 0979 192 485. And quickly, for those that would like to reach out to you, how can they get in contact with you?
Oh, yes. My numbers are as follows: 0976 36 8203. I'll go over it again quickly. 0976 36 8203. I think that's enough.
Okay. And once again, we have been joined in studio by President Enock Tonga, who's the leader of the Third Liberation Movement and is one of Zambia's leading political parties participating in national discourse ahead of the 2026 general elections. He's a man who's known for his bold statements, and if you'd like to find out more about the party, you can definitely engage with it on all social media platforms and even on the number that he has given. This has been Voice of the People. Still, the show continues.
The views expressed on this program are not the views of Power FM or the presenter.
Voice of the People is a dynamic and interactive radio